Hey, good Saturday evening to you all. Hope your weekend is going great. It was great to jump in on the Adrian Parade. Very festive parade this afternoon in Adrian, representing the weather spot. Great to see some folks. Nobody seemed to mind. Several floats throwing out water balloons. Notice that. It was a hot one this afternoon, but glad that they were able to get that in as. All convective activity for the afternoon has pushed off to our south and to our east. 5:15 p.m. and I'm still seeing predominantly cloudy skies over east central Kansas, west central Missouri. Looks to be pushing further off to the south and the east, though. Just went ahead and pulled up current temperatures. Quite a change in the last 30 minutes or so. I think 4:30 when I started working on this, we still had some feels like temperatures of 93 to 95. Here it is at 5:15. I'm seeing about 89, 87 around the region with a steep drop off over there, central, south central Missouri, down into the 70s with all that convective activity hanging out over there. It will be back for tomorrow. I want to go ahead and put that out there first before we get into multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms headed our way starting late tonight. But one factor in that will be the temperature tomorrow, and I do see feels like temperatures cropping back up to look at 101 there again in Cass County. The rest of it's going to be pretty darn close to that again for Sunday, with a pretty typical late June hot, humid air mass persisting over the region. However, we do have a severe weather outlook that's cropped up for tomorrow, Sunday, June 29th. You can see the yellow, and that will be the 2 out of 5, the slight risk area there, picking up along Paola, Harrisonville, and points to the north. I think the predominant threat is going to come in tomorrow evening, but there are a couple of factors in this. It's not the most certain forecast. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I'm going to put out what I think is the best scenario, but we may see a little bit of variation. I'll let you know what the possibilities are, what I'm looking for big picture, looking through tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night. I think severe wind will be our predominant threat, not putting up any sort of tornado outlook for this particular system. But I think we do have, especially tomorrow evening, the potential for some possibly up to 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. And let me show you what I think happens. Again, may see some variation on this. Can't wait to check tomorrow's data, but looking at about the 3 a.m. hour. So by the way, I think it's clear up until then for this evening, for any outdoor festivities still going on the pre-July 4th weekend that we're enjoying here. But I do have data pulled up for you all at about 3 a.m., which is when I think we may see some storm evolution. We may not. It may be till later in the day. And it may be later in the afternoon. But I like data that is telling us right now that in east central Kansas here, around Emporia, Burlington, Iola, you will see some clustering thunderstorms start up. On the Missouri side, looks like it's going to find Eldon, Camdenton points to the south, maybe down toward Licking, Houston, toward Acres. Again, this being about 3 a.m. So let's just watch the data here as we move throughout the morning. I'm going to scoot us up to about wake up time 6, 7, 8 a.m. So let me back up to, let me say, 6 a.m. I think we do have clustered, scattered. Not everybody is going to see these. Some are going to be light showers. Not looking for too much any other than possibly some little thunderstorms rolling through. So again, not everybody going to see this tomorrow morning. But as we roll through toward tomorrow afternoon, I think it's just more of the same. I think predominant activity this time is over in Missouri, again headed toward very eastern Missouri. And then as I look at the afternoon, I think we're going to be talking tomorrow afternoon up north of Kansas City, St. Joseph, Maryville, etc., headed on over towards Cameron for thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. But I think this is where it gets interesting for all of us as we move into toward the overnight hours. I'm now looking at about 9 p.m. This is what we're talking about. A couple of different areas. I'll first do down here south of the I-44 corridor. But I think places like Mountain Grove, Houston, Salem, Bunker, and pushing off to the south and the east may see some very severe storms. Already seeing potential for a linear threat and a Boeing segment here. Possibly what we may be talking about at the 9 p.m. hour on Sunday evening. Back over towards Kansas City, again, sagging through our area. Watch this data play out tomorrow night. Here we are up to about 10 p.m., 11 p.m. What concerns me the most with this is potential instability values are very, very high. If this system does come in like that, I'm seeing possibly excess of 4,000 joules for CAPE just for one particular measure. So what what that may mean is some very, very strong wind gusts. We're talking 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so we will see some severe thunderstorm warnings for this if this evolves in this particular way. It has a lot to do with what happens through the afternoon hours, but I just showed you the temperatures, right? So it's not going to take much in terms of instability for us to reach those values tomorrow. So here I am talking at about 10 p.m. that we may see very strong thunderstorms approaching Kansas City, now sliding down through Cass County. Looks to pick up probably the brunt of this first. So 10, 11, midnight now. So what is our time frame there? Let's see. If you're up in Kansas City, I'm backed all the way up to about 9 p.m. So between 8 and 9 p.m., you may feel the winds strongly pick up. We'll start tracking it probably around that time. There's your 10 o'clock hour where storms are probably coming through Kansas City on their way to the south, and these are potentially severe. Possibly, we will see how tall these thunderstorms get, possibly talking about some hail as well. And so here we are up to about midnight. The rest of the night continues with another round behind it. However, should have good release of Cape if that first round evolves the way that I just showed you, the way that I think it will. So there is another round behind it. This is now 3 a.m. And if we go up and look at instability, for example, all this should be pushed off to the south and the east. So these may still be some robust thunderstorms, but what they will be, along with all of the storms, including those in the afternoon hours, these will probably be relatively slow moving and probably efficient rainmakers as well. And so let me speed up to Monday morning. It's probably 7 a.m. that we see everything start to dissipate and slide on out of the area. I think Monday morning still looks rainy, but it'll be those early morning hours now. I'm backed up to about 3, 4 a.m. that I do see that second line of showers and thunderstorms coming through to start off your Monday morning. So yeah, that is it. We have another hot day tomorrow. Before that pops through at night, that is a cold front that approaches from the northwest. And so that is going to knock things down a few degrees. That probably lingers, as you can see here, Monday and Tuesday. We get to drop down into the 80s. We'll pay attention to those heat index values, though, right? That's what's important if you're sensitive to heat. Before we do crop back up into the 90s, looks like by Thursday and finishing out the week. Possibly with 90s again next weekend, starting to be warmer for next week. I'm looking at Monday, Tuesday, 92 and 93. It is the season. So we will check the data again in the morning, expecting see what we see what changes. But predominantly, I am looking at that Sunday night for the potential for some severe weather, probably damaging winds, possibly some hail. I will be tracking it here on the Facebook page, also YouTube. You'll be able to watch it with me. So that is what I know. In the meantime, I hope you have an